History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday. Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. Send us some of your men.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following his...
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 10.
Flames ripped through an apartment in Houston's west side. I'm Jonathan Martinez. What one man did to make sure his neighbors were safe.
Neighbors on edge in this Katy community. I'm Keith Garvin. The Coyote sparking concern amongst parents and pet owners.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Frank Billingsley. The rain has moved out, but the temperatures are going down. Many of you will be dropping into the 30s by the time you head out to work or school in the morning. I'll show you the coldest spots and the improvements just in time for the weekend.
And we are following breaking news from Texas City. A man and a woman are dead after a shooting. All of this unfolding at the Green Villa Mobile Home Park community off of FM 3436 near FM 517. A motive for the shooting unclear at this hour. The search for that shooting suspect eventually leading police on a chase right along the Gulf Freeway. Here's a live look now at our Houston TransStar camera where the northbound lanes of the freeway have been shut down near Bay Area Boulevard, not far from Baybrook Mall. We're told the suspect crashed his vehicle on the freeway. He was found dead inside his car, police say, from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We have a crew on the way. We will bring you more information as we get it both on air and online at click2houston.com.
New at 10, a quick-thinking neighbor jumps into action going door-to-door helping others get to safety as flames shoot out of an apartment.
The fire happened at an apartment complex right off Westheimer and Westerland just before 6 o'clock this evening. Channel 2 anchor Jonathan Martinez is there now and just spoke with the man who may have saved lives tonight.
Guys, when this fire was going, it was incredibly intense. Still, that didn't stop some of the neighbors here from stepping up to help out others.
I only could get to your apartment. I couldn't get to the one next door to you.
Intense flames ripped through a third-floor apartment Thursday night as frantic neighbors rushed to help evacuate others.
Scary. You know, I didn't know what to do.
I just started coughing and stuff. I turned around and seen a bunch of smoke. And just my adrenaline started pumping, so I started running.
Jamil Taylor saw the flames and says he quickly helped his neighbor who was standing outside of her apartment that was on fire.
Hey, get away from there, fellas!
And they were both safe. He also started recording video of just how bad the fire was.
Really, I was just scared for her safety because I was wondering why she was trying to get back inside her apartment, bad as this fire was, and the smoke. You could feel the heat.
Taylor says after helping her, he along with other neighbors worked to make sure everyone in their complex got to safety.
I got her downstairs neighbor out, and the people to the right of her, but the smoke was so bad I couldn't get past her apartment.
Dozens of firefighters were on the scene within minutes and quickly put out the fire that's believed to have started in a kitchen. That fire destroyed the single apartment and damaged a handful of others. Thankfully, though, firefighters say no one was hurt.
The fire department did a good job once they got here. They did a damn good job. I'm glad everybody's safe because everybody's over here real neighborly. We look out for each other.
According to firefighters, apartment management is now working with any residents who may have been displaced as a result of this fire. Reporting for the city's west side, I'm Jonathan Martinez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Happening now, nearly 1,400 people pack into a heated meeting tonight dealing with Lake Conroe's water levels. Folks who live around the lake are generally against lowering the water level, but those who live south and southeast of Lake Conroe, as far as Kingwood, want the lake lowered so their homes don't flood. Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon live in Conroe tonight, where that meeting is still going on. Roseanne.
Yes, the San Jacinto River Authority is supposed to make a vote tonight about whether or not to do that. Some residents say it's an issue of property and safety, and others say Lake Conroe and lowering it is not the answer and may cause several more problems. The San Jacinto River Authority Board of Directors held a special meeting. The big question, should Lake Conroe be lowered?
We really would support anything that they would come up with if it would help prevent the flooding.
More than 1,400 residents came to the Lone Star Convention and Expo Center. Jamie Goodman took a bus here full of residents from the River Plantation in Conroe.
When they release the water from the lake, our community always floods, and we have many lives that are in danger.
The controversial proposal would be to lower Lake Conroe by 1 foot in the spring and 2 feet in the fall to provide flood mitigation benefits for downstream residents. According to the San Jacinto River Authority, which owns the water rights to the lake along with the city of Houston, lowering the lake would increase its capacity to catch rainfall and runoff. After a heated special meeting and presentation in late January, this meeting was the same. Others who live along the lake say there are many other things to consider.
The estuaries are very important. We've lost a lot of plant life. There's been a lot of influx with things like the Sunshine Kids and bass tournaments.
The largest event in one of the large restaurants here on the lake, he told me, was a fishing tournament. And you just don't realize what that does to an area. We've lost the Toyota Bass Classic, which is the Bassmasters Classic.
Within 6 hours, my house had 3 foot of water inside the house. I lost everything, as did all of my neighbors.
Now, some of the residents who live along Lake Conroe said that their property and property value would also suffer, but ultimately residents on both sides all say they care about their communities and their neighborhoods. The meeting here is still going on, but they are expected to vote tonight. Reporting live from Conroe, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
New at 10, we are hearing for the first time the 911 call made by a young father after he crashed into a fence, landing a post in his chest. It happened along Highway 75 near Shepherd Hill Road in Willis early Tuesday. Tonight, we are hearing the first call that 24-year-old Jake Tabor made to 911 operators as he worked to lead first responders to his location following this horrific crash.
Jake, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Is there help? Here, just got
There's someone in there. I can hear him.
Don't move, Jake. Save me. Save me, please. I got babies. That's good, bud. Just cut me out. Everything's going down. Hurry up.
The man was taken to Conroe Regional Hospital, where he remains in stable condition tonight. That fence post went through his liver, bruised his lungs, and damaged his rib cage.
New at 10 and only on 2, families concerned in one Katy area neighborhood after home surveillance cameras caught a pack of coyotes roaming the streets late at night. Channel 2 anchor Keith Garvin live in a neighborhood just south of the Katy Freeway near Fry Road, where neighbors say these coyotes have already killed one family's pet. Keith.
Andy, that one cat fell victim to those coyotes early this morning. It was less than 24 hours ago that pack of 4 ran across this very yard, and now neighbors fear that they might return very soon. They say curiosity killed the cat, and it almost got a pet pooch and Katy in deep trouble with a pack of coyotes.
I heard him come back to the window and bark and growl, and then he repeated that several times.
John Lopez's Pomeranian mix Floki, who has amazing hearing, we're told, woke up Lopez around 2 o'clock Thursday morning. This is the reason why. First, home security video shows 3 coyotes run past Lopez's front yard. Hard to see, but the one in front has a neighbor's cat in its mouth. As the coyotes run down the street near I-10 and Fry, Floki can see them through the front window. You hear him in protective mode, barking his heart out, and then a fourth fairly large coyote comes into the picture.
I was surprised. It looked really healthy, like it hadn't really missed any meals.
That fourth coyote hears, then sees Floki and goes right to the window, probably hoping to add to the pack's late-night meal. You can hear the coyote and Floki scratching at the glass between them, and perhaps startled after hitting the glass window, the coyote jumps back, takes a look, then saunters away to join his friends. Floki left behind in a whimper. Lopez says the coyotes ran from this cul-de-sac, but he doesn't know how they wound up in this suburban neighborhood near a major freeway.
It's a bit shocking, to be honest.
Since they found one cat, they probably might be back to look for other cats.
Yeah, Lopez says he was told by Harris County Animal Control that he would need to hire a trapper to catch the coyotes, and then officers could then come and retrieve those animals and return them to a safe habitat. He says he will be speaking with his homeowners association to see about hiring a trapper. Reporting live from Katy, Keith Garvin, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Craziness, Keith, thank you. 3 people were arrested after investigators say they led troopers and officers on a high-speed chase in a Lexus from Waller County into the Houston Heights. Troopers tell us it started when they tried to arrest wanted felons. The car took off, racing through red lights and flying across highways and neighborhoods before coming to a stop right along East 32nd Street. One of the trio was wanted for robbery with bodily injury, while another was wanted for a home burglary. Cyber hackers targeting your money.
If we're not planning ahead financially for those, we're going to find ourselves in a situation where when the bills are stacking up, we have no way to cover it.
Coming up, Channel 2 investigates threats against your life savings and what you can do right now to protect yourself.
And it's still February. It's going to be a cold morning. Lots of us will be right there in the 30s. Grab a jacket or a sweater. Winter, as much as we can produce it, is still with us, that's for sure. Mardi Gras, though, is looking good. There's the upside. Your full forecast straight ahead.
The mistake one Texas woman made that could have cost her her life. Next on Channel 2 News at 10. We are continuing to follow breaking news from the Clear Lake area. A major traffic alert. I-45, the Gulf Freeway inbound, is closed at Bay Area Boulevard. This is a live look from one of our Houston TransStar city cams. This is where a police chase ended with the driver taking his own life. Investigators telling us the man is believed to be the suspect in a double murder at a mobile home park in Texas City. We have a crew on the way, and we'll bring you more information as we get it, both here on the air and online at click2houston.com.
New at 10 o'clock, terrifying moments for a North Texas woman as she accidentally drove into high water early this morning. Johnson County deputies say it happened in Cleburne, 30 miles south of Fort Worth. Investigators say the woman drove on a bridge that goes over a creek when her car was swept away. Deputies arrived, but they could not open her driver's side door. Instead, they had to pull her out through the back. Glad to say the woman did not suffer any injuries.
New at 10, a FedEx driver in North Carolina goes out of his way to help someone on the side of the road and ends up falling 75 feet. 24-year-old Jeremiah Cribb pulled over when he saw the driver in need, but when he thought a passing car was going to hit him, he jumped out of the way, not realizing he would fall so far. Cribb suffered cracked ribs and a collapsed lung. Channel 2 Investigates wraps up our special series on Houston's cyber threats with a look at the banking and finance industry.
It's your money that the hackers are going after, so Channel 2 investigator Joel Eisenbaum asked the experts what you can do about it.
Timothy Fleming is passionate about helping people plan their financial futures.
We get the income there that we would keep track of.
That includes his own family.
We'll have, monthly or bi-monthly sit-downs, and we kind of review budget, we look at expenses, it's just kind of an ongoing process.
It's the key, he says, to being ready. if, or more accurately, when something happens.
If we're not planning ahead financially for those, we're going to find ourselves in a situation where when the bills are stacking up, we have no way to cover it.
One of those could be a cyber attack. Banks and other financial institutions are top targets.
A cyber intrusion onto a financial institution can cause a world of hurt.
So whether it's cash, bank accounts, or credit cards, hackers want your money. It's a threat that's near the top of the FBI's priority list.
We look at vulnerabilities, we look at the malware that's out there, we look at emerging threats that may be impacting that particular sector. And we provide that information in a timely manner to ensure that the banking industry or any other sector has the information that we have to better protect themselves.
In 2018, cyber attacks cost the U.S. economy a staggering $654 billion. Two of the most recent attacks against Equifax and Capital One exposed the personal information of nearly 250 million people. Names, birth dates, social security numbers, and account numbers.
It happens every day, and it's not just at Amegy, it's at every bank.
Ken Smiley is an executive VP at Houston-based Amegy Bank.
We've been, like most banks, been able to stave off an attack on the bank itself.
What he sees a lot of is something called BEC. That's Business Email Compromise.
Every day, we get emails around that somebody, one of our clients, has either received an email, a fraudulent email, we call it business email compromise, or has had some sort of check fraud.
So how does it work?
Receive an email from an executive saying something like, hey, I've got this deal, I'm hopping on a plane, I need you to send funds to this account and this routing number immediately. When I get on the ground, I'll call you, or when tomorrow morning, let's connect and talk about this particular deal.
But listen to this. It's not the banks that are most vulnerable.
Of all industries, I'd say the financial and banking industry are on the leading edge of cybersecurity.
It is you. Tom Gorup is with the Houston cybersecurity firm Alert Logic.
The biggest part is a human, so how are we attacking the person?
And a hacker's biggest target? Your credit cards, because those numbers can be used over and over again. Gorup says the best way to protect yourself is to use mobile pay services.
So when you tap to pay through Apple Pay or Google Pay or whatever mobile payment system, that's a one-time use. So if an attacker steals that, they can only use it one time.
And don't use a debit card. It could leave you in a worse position than a compromised credit card.
If you use your debit card, that's attached to real money. You might have to pay rent with that money. Instead, use a credit card. That's insured money. And if you lose that, or if that gets stolen, you can still pay your bills, keep the lights on, so to speak.
For Timothy Fleming and his family, it is simple. The only thing you can control is what you do, your actions.
The most secure and the safest that you're going to feel about your money is going to be based on how prepared you are.
So what happens if the banks take a big hit? We've got 3 things you should do right now to protect yourself. Just go to click2houston.com/investigates. Joel Eisenbaum, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Now here's Channel 2 investigator Bill Spencer with the story you'll see all new tomorrow night at 10.
I was really upset. I got a $250 ticket for having the wrong stickers on my car.
Are you sick and tired of getting pushed around and ripped off by big government and big business?
Do Not Pay empowers me to solve problems that I usually could not easily solve.
Now comes a brand new app that promises to put a hard-nosed robot lawyer right there in your pocket.
How many services do you offer?
We have over 100 different features that help people fight back against corporations and governments from being ripped off.
Fight big bank fees, unwanted robocalls, stand up to your landlord. The app that fights for you, tomorrow night at 10.
If you have a story for Channel 2 Investigates, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@kprc.com.
So what would you do if you found $20,000 cash? Would you keep it? Or would you turn it in? Well, one Florida man decided to do the right thing, and he handed it over to deputies. The man says he found the money near a Florida mall last week and gave it over to authorities. But when deputies found out that he walks to his job and he holds signs all day, well, they decided to donate a bike to show their appreciation.
Ah, wonderful.
Very nice.
Well played.
Yeah, I would not keep it. It would be somebody's bad money, and I would be in trouble. And
yeah. Doing the right thing either way, Frank.
I know. All right, good news from my Click Depends. First of all, everybody loves their pets. There's no doubt about it. There's Shasta. Look at this guy, 24 years old. This baby.
Good looking.
Very good looking and proud. I tell you what. Look at that. I love that. Go to work with Dad Day. And double your fun, Sunny and Stormy.
I thought you say Sunny and Cher.
Sunny. Could have been Sunny and Cher. And then a couple of sunsets. This one in Waller County, and this one was up in
Sun's finally back.
I know. This was Camden took this. Stacy Baker's son. So thank you, Camden. In the meantime, love your pets. We have a wind advisor. Hold on to them, especially if you're at the coast. The winds are going to continue to be pretty fierce through 6 a.m. Gale warnings out there also. You see, everything is quiet as far as exact track radar. Everything moved on out of here, so we're in good shape there. In fact, it's pretty quiet as far as the sky is concerned. It's just that wind and the cold, northeast still at 23 miles an hour. We're at 47. Dew point's down around 36. Take a look at Galveston. You can see the trees there, and they're getting ready again for another weekend of Mardi Gras. Right now, 50 with the north wind at 28. The winds are going to calm down by Mardi Gras, but it's going to be a breezy morning down there. We have live parade coverage on Saturday evening, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. San Luis Salute tomorrow, 54 for a high, 58. Generally, 50s is really the number to remember if you're headed that way. Grab a jacket or a sweater, especially if you're going to be out watching the parades. In the meantime, mid-40s almost across the board. Upper 40s Hobby and Pearland, 50 in Galveston. The temperatures feel like the upper 30s because of these strong 20, 21 mile an hour winds. That's for sure. And the gusts still 37 at Pearland, 35 in Galveston. So it's breezy and gusty. This high pressure and this low pressure, that's the reason why. This has to move out of here, and that high needs to move right over us, and then things will calm down. And that's going to take tomorrow morning because the futurecast for the winds continues to bring this right down to about 10 miles an hour by the time we get to 7 in the morning, 9, 8, 10 miles an hour. So tomorrow morning, I think a lot less breezy, but it's certainly going to be cold. These 40s are going to go right down into the 30s, 35, 34, 36, 38 for Bush, 39 downtown, 43 in Galveston, and then highs tomorrow at noon still at 50. We may make it to 55, 56 once it's all said and done. There's the high that's got to move in, and it will. Just got to get here. Then it starts to return a nice south flow for Saturday and Sunday, a little warmer. Next chance of rain, a quick one, 30% chance on Monday. Here's your forecast then. Nice weekend, so enjoy it. 68 by Sunday, 30% chance Monday. A dry front Wednesday brings more cool air our way. The weekend is almost here, and so is sports. Stay with us.
ABC. All right, welcome into the Xfinity Sports Desk tonight. NBA All-Star break is over. Rockets begin their final 28-game stretch in San Francisco before the big one Saturday at Utah. Late start in the Bay Area tonight, and the Rockets come out on fire. Recharge after this break, bombing away. P.J. Tucker from distance, and then Russell Westbrook says, I want some of that, squares up and dials up. That one goes down. He and James Harden bringing their A game tonight. There's the beard for three. Right now, Rockets cruising 51-27 midway through that second quarter. All right, a quick stop for girls high school hoops playoff action. Third rounder over at the Merrill Center in Katy tonight for 36-0 Side Creek and Dulles. Cougars go inside to Taylor Jackson for the bucket. And then check out the steal from Kendall Hunter. And the finish, Side Creek rolls, and they are on to the next round. They're chasing that state title. The NFL released a statement today saying both the league and the players union have agreed upon terms of a collective bargaining agreement. If approved, check this out now. Reports say the regular season could expand to 17 games. Preseason would be reduced to only 3 games this season. Playoff field would increase from 12 to 14 teams, and only 1 team in each conference would earn a first-round bye. The full players union must now ratify the new CBA before it can take effect. J.J. Watt went on Twitter tonight and completely shut it down. He is not on board. Rice basketball has won 4 of their last 5 games. They look to continue that momentum in the team's final 4 games of this regular season. Much of the leadership burden falls on Aiko Adams. Ari Alexander sat down with the senior guard.
A successful 4-year career is winding down for Rice guard Aiko Adams, one of the team's leaders.
When you leave here, what do you want Rice fans to remember about you?
Just all the work I put in, and that they know every game I went out, I played my hardest, gave it my hardest, and just know that I gave Rice my all.
Adams will finish with more than 1,000 points, more than 200 threes, but his special skill is at the charity stripe. Adams leads Conference USA in free throw percentage, hitting nearly 90%, and he's got a method.
You're the only person they looking at right now because, you at the free throw line, but I feel like if you kind of just visualize, you there by yourself and cancel out all the noise and take a deep breath, then I feel like you be money because you just relax. That's the main thing about going to the free throw line, just be more relaxed.
And a goal for the final stretch.
Definitely want to get these last wins and make this tournament and see what we could do in the tournament.
At Tudor Fieldhouse, Ari Alexander, KPRC Channel 2 Sports.
All right, Ari, appreciate it. Good luck to the Owls. U of H going to Memphis this Saturday. They're having a great season.
Yep, indeed.
All right.
Thanks, Randy.
You got
We'll be right back.
This is home.
Just before Fallon, General Mills has announced that it's bringing a new super healthy but very expensive cereal to grocery stores. The new Morning Summit includes a variety of healthy ingredients, including dried cherries and cranberries, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and even organic coconut oil. The cereal, though, will sell for $13 a box.
Wow.
Yeah, while the average price for a box of cereal is just over $3. Yeah, so there's that.
Could almost make it.
But it's healthy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
at least the coconut oil is organic.
There you go. That's what you're
matters.
paying for.
That's what matters. All right, tomorrow morning, 38. We'll get to 51 by lunch, 54, 55 in the afternoon. It's
And
gonna be
Mardi
chilly.
Gras weather.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
We're
it's
ready
coming
for
up.
it.
Katy, come catch. Ready?
Ready?
Woo!